Now, I request Mrs. Aruna, Head of the Department Zoology, and also IQAC Coordinator, James College for Women, to give a welcome address and to brief a significance of the day.
A very good morning to all. A very good morning to all. I cordially welcome Dr. Sister Teresa Magade, correspondent of our college, Dr. Sister Shaini KP, our principal, distinguished speakers, Dr. W.G. Samanthi Konarasinghe, academic director, statistical consultant, Institute of Mathematics and Management, Sri Lanka. Dr. Anar Guliev, a lead software engineer and architect with a medical degree, invitee Scalable Genetics and Oncology, Azerbaijan Medical University, Dallas, USA. Dr. M.V. Srinivasan, NCRT, Department of Education in Social Sciences, New Delhi. Dr. P. Veerabrahmachari, Senior Faculty, Department of Biotechnology, Krishna University, Andhra Pradesh. And Dr. Srinivasa Rao Naraganti, Founder, QSpire, Accredicare Services, Hyderabad, Telangana. Let us know the significance of the webinar. Higher education imparts and improves the skills, leading the individual to enhance his novelty, but yet always educators face challenges in inculcating need-based knowledge to the educand. Hence, strengthening the higher education with innovative teaching skills for modernization is wanted. Quality in higher education, novelty in research, ethics in publication always makes the country to stand at higher level with good entrepreneurship. Problem-based learning, inventive research and innovative pedagogies can be an effective way to develop different discipline specific and transferable skills for modernization. As research in medical field proved it to be beneficial in fostering certain aspects of skills for innovation. Creativity, innovation and entrepreneurship are generated through the skill-based higher education. For this, we consider three dimensions of innovation: diversity, intrinsic motivation and autonomy that positively impact the ability of individuals working within higher education to be novel. Finally, we address three additional concepts: time efficiency and trust that are important for a thorough consideration of innovation within an institutional setting. Hope this webinar will become a platform for the participants to enhance their researching skills with the exposure to the eminent personnel at international and national levels. Definitely, your insight on research methodology will ignite your mind and leads you to an innovative path to ignite the young minds. Also, with this 5-day international webinar FDP program on promoting quality research, skills and innovation in higher education. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I cordially invite our beloved principal, Dr. Sister Shiny KP, to greet the participants.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of JMJ College for Women Tenali, I extend a warm welcome to all the participants to this 5-day international webinar, FDP, on promoting quality research, skills, and innovation in higher education. I cordially welcome the renowned resource persons Dr. W.G. Samandi, Dr. Anna, Dr. M. Srinivasan, Dr. P. Veera Brahmachari, and Dr. Srinivas Rao for this 5-day important international webinar. I express my deep appreciation and gratitude to all the distinguished speakers for their support and availability to share their expertise and rich knowledge with the teaching faculty across the globe. I congratulate the IQAC coordinator and the convener, Ms. M. Aruna, and the organizing secretary, Dr. S. Uma Maheshwari, and all the IQAC members and the faculty of Department of Zoology and Mathematics for organizing this 5-day international faculty development program on this key topic, promoting quality research, skills, and innovation in higher education. Higher education plays important roles in providing people with the skills for research, innovation, but a number of important questions remain as to what kind of higher education teaching can be conducive to strengthening of skills for innovation and quality research. Though our higher education indicators, including access, affordability, quality, and relevance, are fast improving, a lot more needs to be done to achieve excellence in quality through research and innovation. One of the most important requirements for research is the availability of adequate funds. We need to explore possibilities of funding for our research at regional, national, and international levels through public institutions, private industries, non-government organizations, as through opportunities for public-private sectors and partnership. We need to develop our research infrastructure for enhancing our research and improving our research quality. Apart from funds and infrastructures, it is the trained manpower that really makes the things to happen. Manpower in an institution is very, very vital and essential. Adequate, qualified, trained, well-oriented, and specialized manpower is needed to run the research centers and carry out innovations and out of research in identified thrust areas. So I wish all the success and implore God's choicest blessings upon all the participants to have a prolific and fruitful deliberations on this important area. Once again, I welcome you all, especially the speaker of today's session, Dr. W.G. Samandi, to enlighten the participants with her rich insights and experience. Thank you.
Thank you, sister, for your warm greetings and encouragement. Today, we have eminent speaker Dr. W.J. Samanthi Kunarasinghe with us. She will be giving a keynote address followed by an invited talk on emerging trends in research and publication ethics. Before I hand over the session, I request Dr. S. Uma Maheshwari, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Mathematics, to introduce our guest.
Good morning to each one of you present today. I am Dr. Uma Maheshwari. I am delighted to take this opportunity to introduce our eminent chief guest of the day, the keynote speaker, and also invited speaker. She is none other than Dr. W.G. Samanthi Kunarasinghe. She is an academic director and statistical consultant of the Institute of Mathematics and Management, which is one of the topmost company in Sri Lanka. Dr. Samanthi, being an award-winning scientist, she has developed various mathematical and statistical techniques to the world. The circular model and the semi-circular model are two of the widely applied techniques. These, the dense circular circular model and the post-circular model are the recently developed models. Dr. Shamanti has won the Best Paper Award from the International Conference on Advances in Mathematics, Computers and Physical Sciences, and also from the International Conference on Business, Economics, Social Sciences and Humanities for her research findings. It's a moment of extreme pleasure to share with you that Dr. Shamanti was awarded the IMRF Best Scientist Award India for her invaluable contribution to the field of statistics. She has been in constant demand due to her new findings, gets invitation from various destinations to share her knowledge as the keynote speaker, invite speaker, etc. at international research forums in Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, and India. Also, she has the guest of honor and chief guest of many international research forums. Dr. Shamanti Madam is a multidisciplinary, has obtained Bachelor of Science degree in Mathematics, postgraduate diploma in Industrial Mathematics, Master of Science in Applied Statistics, Master of Business Administration, and Doctor of Philosophy in Statistics. Also, she has a diploma in Classical Music. She is known for her great contributions in professional bodies and editorial publishing policies. She is a member of American Statistical Association, Statistical Society Australia, Institute of Applied Statistics Sri Lanka, and National Science Foundation Sri Lanka. She is the editor-in-chief of Journal of New Frontiers in Mathematics and Statistics, Journal of New Frontiers in Economics and Business, Journal of New Frontiers in Healthcare and Biological Sciences, Journal of New Frontiers in Education and Social Sciences, published by Institute of Mathematics and Management of Sri Lanka. Also, she is an editorial board member of American Journal of Theoretical and Applied Statistics. She is an advisory member and conference committee member of Scientific and Technical Research Association. Most interestingly, Dr. Shamanti is not only a scientist, but also an artist, a violinist, painter, writer, drama producer, and also an actress. Thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting our invitation to share our rich knowledge with us. Madam, we know that you are a prolific and excellent speaker, and our participants and the delegates will gain much from your session, Emerging Trends in Research and Publication Ethics, which is the first day topic in our 5-day international webinar. Madam, our participants are very much excited about your keynote address and the invited talk as well. So, ma'am, I request you to start your keynote address. I wish you all great success in your pursuits. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. May you have a long life. Actually, I'm so happy to be with you. As Professor Maheshwaris said, I have been to many countries. I am in constant demand in international forums in many countries, Australia, Singapore, and so on. But my favorite destination is undoubtedly India. So it is so dear and near. And I feel when I go to Tamil Nadu, I feel like I'm in my own home. It's such a good experience. It started in year 2018. My first visit to Madurai Kamaraj was in 2018. From that point onwards, like several times a year, until these borders were closed and we were not allowed to go. So I moved to India several times. Even after that, our connection was continued because luckily these online sessions are there. So I was in touch with you all. If I look back my journey, I said, I don't know whether you will believe, my PhD is in 2016. I'm not according to the world definition, I'm a new researcher. But I have come up I have covered a long journey within a short period. You would like to know how I did it. Actually, I didn't do it, happened. it will be very useful for undergraduates and postgraduate students as well as the other academicians. Because I'm not proud about that. Humbly, I'm saying the opportunities I got after my PhD, to get that many opportunities, one need at least 20 years. After PhD, a person will get this kind of things. Sometimes the entire life one will not get. At least 20, 30 years are needed to get this much of opportunities. So how did it happen? Not a special skill or something. First reason is, as Professor Maheshwaris said, I am not only a scientist, but also an artist. That is the first thing. That is the first thing made my journey so successful. Because my mind is always free. I don't keep the entire world in my head. Like I have so many academic qualifications, but I don't take anything seriously. When I'm doing something, I put my effort, do it. But after that, I don't like, especially simply speaking, every year, every batch, when I start an undergraduate batch, at the first lecture, I would say one thing. You know, in our Sri Lankan and India, our systems, the love affairs are not encouraged at the school level. Even the university, we don't like it much. School level, completely prohibited. In Sri Lankan context, it is a crime. So, in the university, when I start the new batch, the first thing I would say is, now you are young adults, so it is a time to start a love affair. No harm. So start it. Know your limits, of course. Remember our culture and other barriers, but have an affair. So then what happened is, those who were blocked from the school, they become like very bloom. They are very happy that now the lecturer is telling them to start an affair. So then why I am telling that is, then they open their ears to me. They start listening to me. Then I would say, having an affair is perfectly all right, but be mindful. Do one at a time. What is that? When you are in my lecture, don't think about the girlfriend or boyfriend. Listen to me. When you are with the girlfriend or boyfriend, don't think about my assignment. One at a time. So that is the key to success. That means you have to balance. Further, I'm explaining. When you are with the girlfriend or boyfriend, if you start talking about your assignment or upcoming exam, it is nagging. It's a real boring. So why should waste the life? And when you are in the lecture, if you start thinking about something, I will put you out. I'm a very strict lecturer. So I won't allow anybody to, at the beginning, I would say, you are allowed to do only two things. One is breathing. The second thing is drinking some water. Other than that, no hand phones are allowed. Have to keep all the phones off. Even I keep it that way, not muted. So still, I said, do one thing at a time. That is mindfulness. Actually, as meditation, that's what we do. Meditation is not in one religion. Meditation also, the famous place is India. This I am telling with one bad experience. At undergraduate time, it happened for me to face unexpected problem. So I mean unexpected problem from my academic side. So I was really frustrated and I couldn't concentrate. In my first year, all my lecturers thought I will become the batch top. But with this incident in the end of the year, that is not my fault, something administration issue. Somehow I was frustrated, and in the second year I couldn't even concentrate. I cut so many lectures. I didn't attend the lectures more than 50%, and I couldn't concentrate at all. Then one of my senior batch friends, not science faculty, then new things will come to your mind. As long as you are forcing your mind to give a new thing, that will never happen. So let go. That is the theory. Let go. So you all are India is the place for philosophy. The great philosophers are from India. So practice you make use your own identities, meditation, yoga. So make use those things for your benefit and the benefit of the society. As a Sri Lankan, I am very much benefited from your things. And this music, dancing, I don't need to tell about that. I learned Indian classical music from Bhatkande University. From my I have come up to the Sangit Visharad part 1. After that, due to my commitments, I couldn't continue. I stopped after the first degree. And after PhD and everything, now I am continuing for my Sangeet Visharad exam degree of the Bhatkande University. See, the life is like that. Temporarily, we may stop something, and there is no age for learning something. I am 53 years old, but my teacher is 32 years young boy. So it's so nice. I am 53 and my teacher is 32, but I practice all the traditions. Indian tradition is, in music, dancing, everything, Indian tradition is, before starting the session, have to worship the teacher. So he feel uncomfortable, but I do that. Why? He's my teacher. I am the student there. My qualifications, my recognition, nothing is important. So what that means, be simple. Be simple in your life, because if I die today, none of my qualifications will come with me. So we came to this world without anything. We are leaving without anything. So free, make your mind free, and equity. That is the other thing. I am a Sinhalese, I am a Buddhist, I am a Hindu, I am a Roman Catholic, I am this, I am from this country, that country. Nothing is important. We all are humans. That's all. We all are humans. So we can't say the Americans are superior, Chinese are horrible, and the Indian and Sri Lankans they are like dark skin. So nothing is important. What is important is humanity. We teachers, lecturers, when we are teaching our sciences, mix your science teaching with humanity, because science without humanity is so dangerous. Science can be easily misused. One might find some new thing with a good intention, like it happened to Nobel. So he did his innovation for the benefit of the society. But what happened? Some people started misusing it. So he died with frustration. That's how the Nobel Prize came to the world. So don't let it happen. Always when you are teaching your students, tell them knowledge is for wisdom, not for promotion, not for money, not for any other reputation. Knowledge is for what? Wisdom only. We are in the knowledge era. So at present, the knowledge is highly valued, but unfortunately, not in the right way. Knowledge is highly valued as what? First thing is, it is the easiest way of making money. Second thing is getting the recognition, so-called prestige. So we are making use of knowledge for wrong things. Simply speaking, if you put garbage in, garbage will come out. That's what happened to the world. Every country, every university, every institution is paying more and more attention on research. Everyone is doing research, finding new things. But what is happening? What is improvement? No, nothing. Now, when the COVID came, this pandemic came, the allopathic medicine, the widely recognized method was helpless. They had no way, they had nothing to do. They didn't know what to do. And those who did not practice the mindfulness and like the keeping things balanced, they were really upset. They were frightened. Okay, this happened. Now what will happen? Will I die tomorrow? I want to tell you one important thing. Actually, when this pandemic started, so like everyone was excited, no? So panic. In Sri Lanka also, we all were panicked. And like what we were doing is always see how many people were infected, how many people have died in Sri Lanka, abroad, and this and that. Actually, there was a time, I mean, I couldn't concentrate anything. I was really, my balance, mind was imbalanced. So on such a day, it happened for me to have a chat with my friend Girija, the WhatsApp chat. Then I said, I can't concentrate anything. And she said, Madam, but this is the best time for research. What? The best time for research? This pandemic? I can't even concentrate. You are talking about research. She said, now I have free time. I am making use that time for research. So I asked, how do you concentrate? She said, Madam, it was difficult because like everything in our day-to-day life and the media disturbing my mind too. But I found one way of handling it. So I was really inquisitive to know. I asked, what did you do? She said, I read one book. I can't remember the name of the book. She said, I have read it so many times. I read it again. It's a novel or some book. She said, I read that one. And like it took about 1 or 2 weeks. Until then, I didn't do anything. I read that one only. By the time when I finished the book, my mind was calm and I was able to concentrate something. I got the point. So I took my favorite love story novel and like at a stretch, I read a few love stories. She was correct. Girija was 100% right. And then only I could start it. See the importance of knowledge sharing. Like 2 years, we were like in lockdowns and all. I was helpless. I couldn't do anything. But if Girija didn't tell me that one, I would be struggling unnecessarily. And she said one important thing. And she said, Madam, we have to take precautions, health care facility precautions and all. And the end, the things are with Almighty. They are out of our control. Why should we worry? Even if we worry, we can't control it. That's it. So Girija, so you are such an inspiring person. And see that from that point of onward.
So kind of you for your words. So thank you very much.
So then actually it helped not only me. You don't know the gravity of your words. Like I am addressing the international forums now. So in every forum, I used to tell this story. You are disturbed. Your mind is disturbed. This is the way of handling it. This is practical. One of my Indian friends said, and I practice it. Nicely work. So why not? And everyone is saying it is nicely working. See, Girija, how much you did while you are in the lockdown. How much? What is your contribution to the world to overcome the pandemic? So we don't think when we say something casually, we don't think it will make such a huge impact to the world. But Girija has made such a big contribution to the world because you told it to me and I passed it to the world. So we have to share our knowledge. Sharing knowledge is not sharing our sciences. That is a myth. Sharing sciences, if you are a biologist, you know biology. I am a mathematician, I know my subject. So everyone knows about their subject. That's what we are doing now from birth to death. We are learning. So we are good in subject. But what we need is that sharing knowledge in other disciplines. Other discipline does not mean that only in the classroom knowledge. So most important thing is the way we are facing the problems. Though we are hermits, there is a time where we get stuck. That is the point where we need somebody else's knowledge and help, like I got. So if I go back to my starting point, I started saying that within 3 years time, my PhD is 2016, within 4 years, I have achieved a lot. How did it happen? Actually, it is an accident. When I, like everyone, like every PhD student, when I started my PhD in University of Peradeniya, like biggest problem is finding a topic. Fortunately, my MSc thesis supervisor, he gave me a topic. And he said, Samanthi, you do it. This is an international standard research. If we do this, we are done for the life. I was so happy. And I started. That was 2007. Soon after my master's degree in my MSc in applied statistics, I started. It is 2007, and I got the registration. And because he's a great professor in the university, and I was working. About 1 year later, like professor suggested a way of it is generalizing. Professor suggested me a way of doing it. So when in the literature review, one day I found that a set of professors from Penn State University, USA, Penn State University, some article is published and it is somewhat similar to what my professor was talking. So I live in Colombo and my professor university is in Peradeniya. It's a far away place. I ran there and I showed it to professor and said, "Sir, is this what you are talking about?" He was so shocked. That is what he was suggesting me to do, and it has completely done. It is generalizing a theory. Now there is nothing to do. I have spent 1 year, and professor said I have been finding a student for this one over last 10 years, but I couldn't find a good one. Now I found a good student, and that has been done. So nothing to do in that one. I asked her, then what to do? Then you have to find a new topic. Imagine finding a new area after 1 year. But what if there is no other choice? So then I was running here and there, finding a PhD research topic. By the time I was a senior lecturer in one higher education institute in Sri Lanka, one day when we were my senior colleagues were talking with me, I raised my issue, and then one professor from financial management, he said, Samanthi, there is a big problem in Sri Lankan share market forecasting. There is a famous method called capital asset pricing model, but it doesn't work to the Sri Lankan share market. So we are unable to address it due to our lack of maths and stat knowledge. I think you will be able to do it. I was so happy because he said, you are a maths person and you are a maths, my first degree is maths, then master's degree in stat. By the time I had an industrial mathematics postgraduate also. So he said, he knew me. He said, you can do it. It's very, very easy. So I was so happy, and I rang my professor and said, "Sir, I found a topic." And professor said, "Okay, then make the proposal and present it again." So it took another few months, and I did the presentation. And it is developing stock market index to Sri Lankan share market, Colombo Stock Exchange. But in the end of the presentation, the board members said, "We don't understand the thing what you are going to do. Do you really have a clear idea what you are going to do?" Actually, I didn't have. The senior friend professor said, this will be there. I started, but I am a maths person. I didn't know head or tail of the stock market, no management or finance knowledge. I only have maths and stat knowledge. So, and they again gave me another 6 months to develop the proposal and present. So that means by then 2 years have gone. And then I presented. So by the time somehow I managed to make the proposal, they accepted it. And then the problem with them, appointing a supervisor. This is a PhD in statistics, but developing stock market index. So they wanted a supervisor who is knowledgeable about statistics and financial management. So they appointed one person, a statistics person. That senior professor, he didn't know him. The previous professor, by the time he had said that he's not aware of this area, and he had resigned from the job. So now a new professor, he also doesn't know anything about the financial market. I also don't know. Now it is so nice. The student doesn't have any knowledge. Supervisor also has no knowledge, and we were talking like Greek. So it went like that about another year. And then in the end, that supervisor has said, I am unable to supervise Samanthi because both of us have no knowledge in this area, so we can't. And I was repeatedly telling that get another supervisor from the field of financial management. But you know, in our countries, actually the countries like Australia, UK, USA, the academicians, they get together and work. But in our countries, I don't know about much about the India, in Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan professors, they think they are the people. So jack of all trades. So they don't like to say, I don't know this thing. So therefore they don't like to get the knowledge from another field. Mathematics people will get together with maths people and management people only with management, because everyone is trying to say that they are the best. So the same way, there was no supervisor. Then university said, we can't find a supervisor. Now you have to quit. After 3 years, the university is telling me that we have no supervisor and you have to stop your PhD. Imagine. So there's no other alternative. Actually, I was about to give up. But my husband, that also another knowledge sharing, he's a military person. He said, if we behave like you all, if we give up things, we can't think about the consequences. This is the place where you need courage. You academicians have only big mouths, but when something goes wrong, you don't know how to face it. So I felt ashamed. So he insulted me, I said, okay, I must do something. Now, I was angry with him. Because of that, I took the challenge. Okay, I said, okay, somehow I am going to do it. And I wrote a letter to the university that you have given me the studentship, and I have wasted 3 years. It is not my fault of you are not finding a supervisor. If you are not going to give me a supervisor, I am going to go to courts. I'm going to take legal actions. So, and then university again started finding a supervisor. But I knew that not that they are angry with me or something. They have no way of finding. By the time one of my senior people in my university, he said, Samanthi, why don't you do MBA? He's a financial management person. He said, why don't you do MBA? Because he has a maths background. He said, you will never be able to find a supervisor who is knowledgeable about both areas. So you yourself have to do fill the gap. Otherwise, this will never happen. Imagine a maths person doing masters in business administration. But now I was in the well. I have to come out from that. There is no other alternative than doing it. So then, while that registration of PhD was there, I started master's degree in business administration in another university. And then I was doing some work of the PhD as well, but I started doing that MBA, and halfway, like about after 1 year, I was able to bridge the two fields, statistics and financial market. Now I have the knowledge. I informed the university that I have this qualification and now I can bridge. You give me someone, I will do the work. Then university realized about me and they appointed one person, statistics person, and said, Samanthi, it is your baby. You have to look after. And my supervisor said, I don't know anything about your financial market. So you have to tell me what you are doing. You have to teach me what is financial market. So I don't know anything. You are the one who is going to do. So it happened in that way. Now that by the time I completed my MBA in 2014, so like there was a period of 2 to 3 years where the university was struggling to find a supervisor. So my registration is 2007. They gave me a supervisor again in 2012 end. That much of time was wasted. I thought it was a waste. By the time I thought I have wasted this much of time. Luckily, university, the fee is very low, so it was not a big burden for me. Somehow, with that supervisor, they appointed me another person, senior person. And like normally what we do is in PhD in maths or stat, what we do is we check all the existing techniques, find the best thing for the purpose, and find some weakness in that one and improve it. That is the practice. That's what we do. Even I was thinking about that. I started testing all the existing techniques, the time series forecasting techniques, the ARIMA, the trend analysis, and the decomposition techniques and all. And I found that ARIMA is the superior among all them. Then I was ready to improve ARIMA. But my senior supervisor said, no, Samanthi, you are not going to improve that one. Everyone is doing that now. Why don't you find something new? After so many years now, this man is telling me to find something new. I said, sir, I am not that genius. I can't find anything. He said, no, you can do it. I know about you very well because he was my lecturer in master's degree as well. He said, you can do it. The way of doing it, I'm not telling you to find something totally new like this Newton's law. But what you can do is, bring a theory from one area to the field of statistics or financial market. That will be the then I asked her how to do. He said, I don't know how to do it. I haven't done anything like that, but I am telling you to try. That's all he said. bring a theory from one area to the field of statistics and solve your problem, then you will be able to find new things. It is like in my, as a kid, I can remember my grandmother was saying the stories like that. There is, in some country, there is a thick jungle. Inside that jungle, there is a mansion. Inside the mansion, there is a room. There is a golden key. Find that one and open the door for the treasure. It was something like that. Exactly the same thing. No way. But then I have no option, because I knew that this man is not going to sign my thesis unless I find something new. I know about him very well. So I started doing something. That is the point where my creativity, my artistic endeavor came to help. If not, I am an artist, that would never happen. So day and night, like I put it in my mind. Okay, you do the work and I rest. When I am really stressed, when I start thinking about and really stressed, I take my violin and play. And I do some other thing, forget about my PhD. So it went on like that. Finally, I developed the circular model and circular indicator, combining Newton's law of circular motion, Fourier transformation, and least square method. It's a totally new technique for the time series forecasting, circular model. It was basically developed to do share market forecasting, but later on, I mean, it is applicable for every field. Every wave-like pattern in the sense time series data, due to the volatility, always show wave-like pattern. So the circular model was highly applicable for every field, and that was very much successful than the ARIMA technique. So finally, after so many years, I think after 8 years or 9 years, I managed to submit my thesis and finish it off. But I didn't know the gravity of it. To be frank, I didn't know the gravity of it as same as a common PhD student. I just want to finish it off. Headache, no. So many years. By the time I have got blood sugar and so all sort of things I have got. Whenever I complain about these things to my supervisor, he said, "Samantha, do you have the constipation? Do you have that problem?" Still not. That means you haven't come to the maximum level. You have, if you have worked to the maximum capacity, you should get this symptom also. That's what he said. When I found this thing, and when I talked to that senior professor, he was so happy. I still can remember his facial expressions. He was so happy, and he said something I'm not going to tell you. He said, "This kind of findings are rare from our countries. These things came from only the Western Bloc. You have done." So I didn't understand the gravity of that unless I present it in Madurai Kamaraj. So I did it in 2016, and in 2018 I presented it in Madurai Kamaraj. There only I really understood the value of my finding. Professor Tiwagar, and actually I didn't want to tell my name. Okay, this circular model had one weakness. It was capable of capturing the trend and seasonal cyclical patterns. Seasonal and cyclical pattern of a series, but not the trend. By 2018, I myself realized that this is not sufficient, so I improved it. That is Sama circular model, improved version. So that is what I presented in Madurai Kamaraj, and I just did the presentation with some application. I didn't mention my name. I didn't say that it is my finding. So halfway, Professor Tiwagar stopped me and asked, "Sama means, is that are you the person who found this one?" I said, "Yes." So he said, "Such an inspiring thing. Why don't you mention your name?" And so made a big ha-ho. And then from that point of view, that was the first point where it started spreading across the world. There were some professors from other countries as well. So then they invited me. It happened like that. It went to the world from Madurai Kamaraj. Even if I did such a big thing, I mean, I didn't get that much of recognition in Sri Lanka. To be frank, I didn't get that kind of recognition in Sri Lanka, but I got it from Madurai. From that point onwards, in this short period, I have come a long way. Some universities invite, almost all the places are inviting me to talk about this, how I did this thing, How did I manage to develop something new? I can remember in Vijayawada, where the Girija and I met, Professor Ratanakar said, when he was introducing me to the forum, he said, we have heard about the scientists, Sir Isaac Newton, De Morgan, and the people, but have you ever seen a person like that in your life? Have you ever seen a scientist who has found something new like that? That's how he introduced me to the forum. There only I got that Best Scientist award. So, what I wanted to emphasize is one thing, whatever happened, don't get discouraged. Again, it is a knowledge sharing. If my husband did not insult me saying that I am a coward, I wouldn't have done that. So sometimes negative influences also come in the positive way. Some people get motivated. Okay, of course, I am a stubborn person. If someone say you can't do it, I get angry, and somehow the other way I will do it. That is the way I am. So he knew that. That's why he did it. So that is one thing. And listening to the others. That person said, that lecturer said, do a master's degree in business administration. And I got the help from each and everyone. My PhD, it is available in the institute website. If you see, you will understand that in thanking the people who helped me, most of them are from the management faculties, not from the science faculties. I got the knowledge because without knowing what is supply and demand, what is stock market, I developed a new technique to the stock market. Without them, I wouldn't have done that. That is knowledge sharing. That's what we need. So, if you want to do something, you must be dedicated and you must be courageous and make your mind free. Don't struggle with the problem, then the problem will take you, absorb you. So, as Girija said, read a novel, read a love story. That will refresh your mind and you will be able to do it. So, that's all I am going to tell in this introduction and this keynote. So, as researchers, make your mind free, open for new experiences and open for difficulties. Always be free of mind. You were born in India. You are so lucky because the meditation, yoga, and music, dancing, everything is with you. So you are so fortunate. And India is the country with most of the philosophers. You know, all the world oldest religion. It is Vedantism, not Hinduism. World oldest religion is Vedantism. It is from India. And later it is converted to Hinduism. That is the second oldest. Third and fourth, the same period, Buddhism and Jainism, again in India. So India is a place of philosophers. But if you start thinking about the funds, government is not giving funds. Without funds, we can't do this, we can't do that. That is, you are killing yourself and you are insulting your motherland. Indians never say, I can't do it. That is not the spirit of the Indians. Because otherwise, like see, only 1 or 2 philosophers are from the rest of the world and most of them are from India. So why is that? Understand your value. We were a colony. Sri Lanka was a colony. India was a colony. We have that colonial mentality. We were degraded. So we have forgotten our own originality, our own strength. I am telling you first to get back your knowledge. Now, even in this COVID pandemic, why did we wait for until this injection comes from the West? We have our own medicine systems. Even in Sri Lanka, indigenous medicine system, it was so powerful. But luckily, in Sri Lanka, the Allopathic Medical Doctors Association, they highlighted the indigenous methods. They said, this is the time to take our own things. Since the Western medical doctors emphasize the importance of that, Sri Lankan people practice. And if not, so no way of talking about the controlling pandemic. India also same, you have a vast knowledge. So when you are conducting research, combine your knowledge, try to get your knowledge back to the scientific form. That means, say, indigenous medicine is there. Say for diabetic, you have medicines. I know India has very good medicines. But people do not accept, the world do not accept that since it is not scientifically proven. So it is so easy to prove it scientifically. Now, recently, a team of Sri Lankan medical doctors, allopathic doctors, they have tested one Ayurvedic medicine for COVID and made a capsule. Now it is very famous and they are sending it abroad also. So they proved it scientifically. Their team is 2 medical doctors and 1 chemistry PhD holder. So they proved it chemically and it is done. So the patent is with them. They are earning a huge amount of money also. Then they have a big recognition. And what a service. So within 4 days, all the symptoms vanish. Whatever the condition the patient is, it is proven, it is 100% successful. So India also have such a vast knowledge. When you are conducting research, do research on them. Bring your knowledge to the world. You don't need to disclose the secrets. You don't need to disclose the ingredients, but you can prove it scientifically. Then people will accept. That is what we should do rather than, as my professor said, so rather than trying to improve the existing thing, combine non-Western knowledge, combine with the Western knowledge, rather than saying, okay, we were a colony, the white people are useless. So how can we say white people are useless? Now I am talking in their language. We are conducting this session with their language. So we can't say they are useless. If they didn't come here, there is no way for us to communicate. So every bad thing has a good outcome. So what we have to do is combine East and West knowledge. That's what we scientists should do. Okay, with that, I will move to my technical talk. Give me a minute. See whether the screen is sharing with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sharing, huh? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Once again, Ayubovan. Ayubovan means may you have a long life. So today we are at international webinar of JMJ College for Women, and I am going to talk about emerging trends in research and publication ethics. So I don't need to introduce myself, you know who I am. And I am from Institute of Mathematics and Management, Sri Lanka, an education and research institute. Our motivation, our aim is developing something new, introducing something new to the world. That is a motto of the Institute of Mathematics and Management. So emerging trends in research and publication ethics. You all know what is research, but just I am starting with that. What is a research? It is an orderly investigation of a defined problem using scientific methods to gather representative evidence and draw logical and unbiased conclusion. So in a research, we first design the research. Based on the design, we do the data collection and then analyze the data, try to draw logical and unbiased conclusions about a real-world problem. That is research. So scientific research, actually there are 2 types of research, scientific research and non-scientific research. non-scientific research does not mean that they are myth. Scientific research is what? Simply, it is based on mathematical modeling. Scientific research is based on mathematical modeling. In research, what we do is forecasting and estimation. So proving something logically. So it is based on mathematical modeling. Then if any research is not based on mathematical modeling or our scientific techniques, it is called non-scientific research. Again, I am telling you, non-scientific research does not mean that it is a myth. Now, a big argument about the myth, astrology, numerology. People say astrology is a myth. Why? It is not scientifically proven. This is so stupid. If something is not scientifically proven, it does not mean that it is a myth. Simply, it is not proven. So then what to do? Prove it. If you want, you prove it. But if something had been there for thousands and thousands of years or hundreds and hundreds of years, we can accept it. Why? Practically, those things have been proven. Therefore, we can accept them as the truth. But scientific research, in non-scientific research, actually speaking, philosophers like Lord Buddha, Mahavira, and other religious philosophers, so what they have done is non-scientific. They try to find the non-scientific truth. What we are trying to do is find a scientific truth. So we are conducting scientific research using the mathematical modeling. What we simply do is, all the scientific research, we are trying to prove some hypothesis. It can be using qualitative methods or quantitative methods. Whatever the way, we are trying to prove or disprove some hypothesis. So that is what we do in scientific research. So, as I said, scientific research is based on mathematical modeling. This is the process of mathematical modeling. And I would say this is the process of scientific research irrespective of the field. I would repeat, irrespective of the field, whether you are biological sciences researcher or whether you are engineer, medical science, and in meteorology, social science, management, economics, whatever the field, you are conducting a scientific research, your process is this. Nothing outside that. See, a real world problem is observed. Actually speaking, a real world symptom is observed. We can't observe the problem. It's like this. See, when you get fever, you go to the doctor and say, "Doctor, I'm having fever." Is fever a problem? No, it is a symptom. Something is going wrong inside your body. That's why you have got fever. So it is a symptom. Then the doctor start thinking. With his knowledge, he knows the possible causes for getting fever. And he is prescribing medicine. That's what simply will happen when we go to a doctor. So in a research, say for example, your university, the failure rate is going up. As a lecturer, as an academician, you observe that the failure rate is going up. It is a symptom. So you know there is a problem behind that. You start thinking and you think, okay, what are the possible reasons for this? You may talk to the focus group, you may have a focus group discussion, talk to the students, lecturers. Students will say the teachers are not teaching well. The students, lecturers will say the students are not attending the classes. And so, both will they not sufficient facilities. All these are possible things. So you start thinking about it, and you might think about, okay, I must try to fit a multiple regression model considering all these factors. So you tentatively devise a mathematical model, and then you collect the real life data and see how your real life data, I mean, you keep part of the data for model fitting, and you do the model validation. That means model assumptions, testing normality, independence, etc. of the regression model, and you do the model verification. So that is the point where the statistics come into action. Even from the beginning, sampling techniques and things are there, but mainly this is the place where I do hypothesis testing. Once when we collect the data from a sample, we can give the descriptive statistic, that means sample mean, sample variance, and this and that. But until we do the hypothesis testing, we can't generalize it. So if they come into agreement, okay, your model is good, accept it and give the recommendations for the real world problem. If not, refine the mathematical model. This process is going on and on. I simply talk about this university problem. Now think about our biggest problem, COVID. A symptom came from China, Wuhan. Some unusual fever, widely the fast spreading thing came. People observed that. So scientists started thinking about this. And still they are doing experiments. So introducing this vaccine is what? Like, to make a vaccine, there is a procedure, no? So that procedure also within this diagram. Introducing a new drug or in medicine, in healthcare, or constructing a new bridge, or developing some economic model, all these things will be in this one. So you can use, the lecturers can use this as a guide to their students. You are not going out of this one. And with this simple diagram, you can understand.
Excuse me, Samanthi.
Yeah.
You are not sharing all slides. Only first one is appearing.
It's really? Okay, let's see. You don't see a diagram?
No.
Oh, then it is not moving.
Slides are not moving.
Okay, let's. I will share it
First
again.
slide has been displayed.
What is the first slide is there? Okay, let's move it again.
Okay.
What do you see now?
Process of mathematical modeling.
Yeah, now that is, I shared that one. Is it moving? What do you see now?
No, the same one.
Then something is wrong. The slides
No, ma'am.
are...
No.
Ma'am, process of
please,
mathematical
slide
modeling
share.
is appearing.
Yeah, but I moved it to the third one, so it is.
No. Yeah, you just click on that button, ma'am. That is slide share, screen.
Yeah, that's
Slideshow.
Give me a second. I will sort it out.
Okay.
Slideshow.
राइट क्लिक करो
Present now a window.
You press the slideshow button also, ma'am.
Yeah, I did. Now let's present.
First you share, ma'am.
Right.
You are not sharing.
Now share.
First you share. Yes.
Yeah. Then put the slideshow.
Slideshow you have not used so far.
Yeah. Click here to return to the video call when you are. Okay, now what do you see now?
No, slideshow has not been working.
No, we are not getting the slide share, madam. Just you click on the.
I mean, according from my screen, it says Google Meet is sharing a window.
Okay, that much okay. But slideshow is not appearing.
That's why. Shall I quickly email it to you?
Sure, ma'am. Okay.
Otherwise, I mean, something wrong with this kind of thing happened.
Okay.
I will quickly email it to you. Then you can share it from your side.
Okay, ma'am.
Give me a minute. Please check mail. I email it right now to the JMJ College.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we received the mail.
Yeah, sure. That actually the Zoom doesn't have this kind of problems. See, this kind of things happen only with the Google Meet.
Yes.
Zoom is very comfortable, Samanthi.
Yeah, Zoom is very comfortable. We always use Zoom.
Yes.
Have you received the email?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then you share the slides from your end. I will go ahead with the presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Is it clear, ma'am?
I can see the screen and not in the presentation mode.
Is it clear?
ప్రెసెంటేషన్ మోడ్ లో లేదంట.
ఏ స్లైడ్ వస్తున్నా చూడండి మేడం. మీరు ఇప్పుడు ఇంజనీరింగ్ ట్రైనింగ్ సీన్ అనేది వస్తున్నా.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Now the slide shows.
Just I selected second slide and now it is third slide.
But the thing is, it is not in the presentation mode. It is just the screen is appearing. It's not in the presentation mode.
Okay, ma'am. Wait.
Click on the icon on your right side for the presentation.
Wait.
Get the full screen.
Full screen పెట్టండి రవి మురళి.
పెడతాను. Now is it clear?
Yes, now it's okay. Right.
Now I'm in fourth slide, ma'am.
Okay, go to the next slide. You move. Okay, stay here.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. This is the diagram I was talking about. I said the process of mathematical modeling. This is the process of mathematical modeling, or this is the process of scientific research in any field. So you can see below this diagram, there is a balance, statistics. That is the place where we conduct the hypothesis test. So this is the none of our research will go, scientific research will go beyond this process. So in this one, like we tentatively develop techniques or models, test them with the real life data, and conduct the hypothesis test. Then either we improve the technique or come to conclusions. Please move to the next. Next slide, please. Right. Research. Research we divide into two parts: pure research and applied research. Fundamental means the pure research. Applied research means applying the existing knowledge. So Whether it is a pure research or applied research, again I am telling you, we are following the same process. Next slide, please. In conducting a research, we follow two approaches, either inductive approach or deductive approach. Inductive approach means practice to theory. Deductive approach is theory to practice. What is it? Now, that Sir Isaac Newton, finding the law of gravity. So he saw apple is falling down. So he start thinking about it. Why it is coming down? Why it is not going sideways? He started thinking about it. So that way, that means it is practice. He observed some problem in the real world and started thinking about it, then end up with a new theory. That is inductive approach. Deductive approach is we see this failure rate of a university is going up. So we start thinking about it and try to fit a suitable model to forecast the future number of failures. That is deductive approach. So first thing we have to understand about our research is whether we are using deductive or inductive. Sometimes we begin with deductive and end up with inductive research. Like in my PhD, I started with deductive. How? I checked all the existing theories, techniques, and came to a point that none of them are working well. Therefore, I started inductive approach. So basically, our research will be either deductive or inductive, but we may use both. Please move to the next. So, deductive versus inductive. Like this is how deductive, starting from theory, we do the hypothesis testing, get the observations and confirm. Then the inductive approach, starting from the observation, analyze the patterns, develop the tentative hypothesis and develop the theory. So that is the deductive versus inductive. Next. So today's topic, emerging trends in research. I just want to give you a brief outline about what is research. What are the emerging trends in research today's world? Technology enhanced interdisciplinary research with sustainability goals. Give me a minute. Sorry for the interruption. Emerging trends in research. They are technology enhanced interdisciplinary research with sustainability goals. What is technology enhanced? At present, we are using new technologies, maybe the internet or other technical support. We are using technologies to improve the quality of our research and get more benefit from the research. And interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary research and multidisciplinary research are not the same. Multidisciplinary means like a group of people get together and conduct one research, maybe it is a national level issue or something, but say for example, finding a vaccine for COVID. A medical practitioner or several medical doctors, healthcare practitioners, epidemiologists, the statistician, and some people get together and they get set of tasks. Okay, this is the task of medical practitioner. This is the task of this person. Like they are dividing the task into their fields and do that one. So that is multidisciplinary. Interdisciplinary is not that. Interdisciplinary is like I am conducting a research in the study for a medical field. I have some knowledge about the field. That means I gain some knowledge in that field. Not that I'm going to become a medical doctor, but by reading books or following some short course or whatever the way, get some knowledge in that field. That is interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary means a researcher himself or herself combine 2 or more disciplines to conduct a research. So at present, the world needs interdisciplinary research, not the multidisciplinary. So, and for what? To achieve the sustainability. Sustainability is what? At once what come to our mind is sustainability. It is an economic problem, not ours. Sustainability is achieving economic, environmental and social balance, keeping economic benefits, environmental benefits and socio-cultural benefits. That is sustainability. Of course, economists are always talking about the sustainability without sacrificing one to the other. So then when conducting research also, we must understand where we are heading to. Now, the best example is the importance of interdisciplinary knowledge. Interdisciplinary research is, this is the best time to understand that. When this pandemic came, the medical and healthcare practitioners, they said, lockdown the country. So don't stop movements. But the economists raised the voice, no, we can't do that. The economy will collapse. So without the production, how are we going to survive? So we can't do that. So they were fighting. Even the big countries like USA, it happened in Sri Lanka also. So both parties were fighting. Finally, economists won. So the government did not only Sri Lankan government, even USA is first. They never listened to the medical and healthcare practitioners. Why? They thought economy will collapse. But they did not understand that when the number of infected cases are increasing, when the deaths are increasing, who is going to contribute to the GDP of the country? Who is going to make the production and service? They did not understand that. They thought if we lock down the country, economy will collapse. But what happened is actually, as a consequences of the spread of the things, economies collapse. What is the problem? If the medical and healthcare researcher or practitioner could explain it in that way, this is what going to happen with the number of infected cases and deaths increasing, economy will collapse because of that, then economists will understand. Other way around, if the economists had some knowledge about these things, how this pandemic is getting spread, what are the consequences, then they won't make such stupid decision. That's why interdisciplinary research are so important. Our aim is now, because of this pandemic, social instability is very high. The child abusing, the gender-based violence, the home violence, all these things are increased. So just thinking only about the economic consequences. So that to achieve the sustainability, the research should be interdisciplinary. And therefore, like in our time when we were undergraduates, not much importance was given for research. But now teaching and research are blended. So from the undergraduate level, they should learn research. Even in the college level, if we start, that would be better. And the collaborations, as I said, a team get together, irrespective of the boundaries of the countries or universities, or get together. And another emerging trend is digital publication. Of course, now today we are in a digital platform. If not, for how many years we are going to wait? And digital publication, the online publications, online journals, online conferences, online webinars, they are good ways, because the one thing is cost is less. The other thing is, if it is a digital publication, say if you publish your article using a digital platform, digital journal, so a lot of people will see it. But if you put it in a book, then a lot of people can't see. But I'm not saying that we should not put it in a book, because if our program, if the information system gets stuck, then everything vanishes. It should be in both ways. However, today, at present, especially with this pandemic, the digital publication, digital conferences and things are in trend. Please, next. And the publication ethics. Publication ethics. Imagine the present trends in publication ethics. We all know when we conduct a research for data collection, especially in the fields of medical, healthcare, and sensitive areas, we have to get the ethical approval. In developed countries, even to collect data from, like, talk to people, we have to get the ethical approval. We can't talk to people, we can't get the information from people without talking to them. So everyone is aware of the ethical approval. And the informed consent. What is that? Informed consent is like getting the consent from the participant. So everyone know about these things. Plagiarism. When you write an article or thesis, plagiarism check is there. And giving the appropriate credit and authorship. That means if you are publishing something, even if not a joint author, if someone has contributed something, we have to give the due credit and giving the correct citations. Refrain from simultaneous submission, duplicate publication. That is, some people, some researchers, to increase the number of publications in the CV, they do simultaneous publications or duplicate. So they are unethical. They are considered as unethical in publication. But most important two things are confirm the data accuracy and avoid data manipulation and research fraud. They are not well known. Actually, they are well known, but they are mainly ignored. People do not pay much attention on confirming the data accuracy or avoiding data manipulation. Next slide, please. How to confirm the data accuracy and avoid data manipulation in research? It is very easy. Stop misuse of statistics. Then the data will be accurate and no manipulation, no research fraud. Stop misuse of statistics. What is misuse of statistics? Let's see. Next slide. Misuse of statistics is a pattern of unsound statistical analysis. This happened due to two reasons. Misuse can happen due to lack of knowledge or purposely. Lack of knowledge means like a person, say biological science or social science or management, due to lack of knowledge in quantitative data analysis techniques, one might use a wrong test. So that is a misuse. Like for categorical data, one might find the mean and standard deviation. It is completely wrong. One might fit the regression model. It is wrong. It happened due to lack of knowledge. The second thing is purposive. Statisticians like us, those who have vast knowledge in statistics, they also misuse it purposely. For what? Monetary gains. What else? So if the government want to say the GDP is increasing, so misuse, change the data sets, show that it is increasing. To show that the share market is in a boom, misuse. That is purposive. But more than the purposive, the misuse happened mainly due to lack of statistics knowledge. So the publications become unethical mainly due to lack of knowledge in quantitative data analysis or statistical analysis. Next slide, please. Common misuses. Irrespective of the field, you can see these things. Actually, I got these things some years ago in one research conference. One postgraduate student presented a paper. Statistical analysis part is completely wrong. Next slide, please. Stay in this one. So then what happened was, I pointed out the mistakes. The presenter agreed, but unfortunately her supervisor was there, a senior professor. He got furious. He said, no, we don't need to listen to the others. This technique is widely accepted. I have seen this in so many high quality journals. Even the world ranking universities are publishing papers like with this technique. So it is correct. It was that the data was collected by the data, categorical data, and parametric hypothesis tests were used. So it is completely wrong. But he didn't agree. I justified it, and as a member of American Statistical Association, so the next day in our forum discussion, I pointed out this one. I said this is what happening in our end, and asked their opinion. Then all these things came. They said it is not uncommon that same thing happened in USA, then Canadians, UK. Everyone was saying these are common practices. So what are the things? Most common misuses in statistical scientific research are using non-random sampling technique in the place of random sampling. Because all the statistical techniques are developed for random sampling technique. And defining ordinal data as interval data. That means for categorical data, applying parametric test. And fitting the model, but not validating. That means not testing the model assumptions, like, say, simply speaking, regression, normality and independence. And verification of the model using the measurement of errors. Those things are not done. Using parametric tests for analyzing categorical data. P-value hacking. P-value hacking is what? We desire some result. So we change the data to get the desired p-value. To say that this is significant, say we introduce a new drug. To say that this drug is significant, drug is better than the existing one, we hack the p-value. That is another mistake. And data thugs. Data thugs are the people fighting with that. This is how everyone is doing. This is this university is doing. Oxford is doing this way. Cambridge is doing way. That is the data thugs. Ignoring research design. In a research, most important part is the designing research, not conducting it. In the designing part, if it is ignored, then all the outcomes will go wrong. But what happens is, you may have experience. Biological science researchers, management researchers, even social science researchers, they go to the statistician for the data collection, to learn the data analysis. Sorry, not for data collection, data analysis. They think that is the point where you need the help of a statistician. But that is completely wrong, because the research design is the most crucial and important part. Next slide, please. So what do statisticians say about misuse? Professor Andrew from Penn State University, he said, unfortunately, this is not a rare occurrence. It can be very difficult to push back against prevailing sentiment like, that is what all the journals are used to, or that's just how everyone in the field does it. And once I can remember, one professor said, we have an agreement. It's a social science researcher. He said, we have an agreement to do these techniques in this way. I asked, with whom you have this agreement? No, we researchers have agreement. I said, this is a pure science. Statistics is a pure science. Physics, mathematics, statistics, they are pure sciences. You can't have agreement and use it. You have to follow the rules. So that's what everyone in the field does it. Next slide, please. And as Professor Tom said, like, it is a widespread problem. Like reporting, spend huge amount of money for conducting the research. That means for data collection. And in the end, research design is wrong. So the data analysis techniques are wrong. So then final output, final report is a useless one. Next, please. So then what should we do? We academicians and researchers, what should we do? What is our role in this modern world? First thing is, we must learn the techniques correctly. Now, statisticians, mathematicians, they know these techniques. Scientific research based on irrespective of the field, you need this quantitative knowledge. So learn the technique properly from a right person, from a correct teacher, or from a good textbook, and apply them in your research properly. Do not misuse statistics. Knowledgeable people do not misuse statistics for any benefit. And as teachers, as lecturers, teach the right thing to your students, because knowledge is passing from generation to generation. Therefore, teach them right thing. And try to find something new. And I will tell you with my experience, doing a first new finding is so difficult. As an undergraduate or postgraduate, when I saw the names of some scientists like Isaac Newton, then Joseph Fourier, and this Bernoulli, they are famous people. They have introduced so many new things. I wonder how these people do this many new findings. I thought, okay, finding one thing is something, but finding so many new things, I thought these people are so genius and well-brainy. But later I realized, no, it is not magic. Most difficult thing is getting your first new finding. I'm talking about the pure research. In my case, introducing the circular model was so difficult. Circular model and circular indicator, that was so difficult. I told you know the story. But after that, I myself realized circular model has one weakness, improved it in no time. That is Sama circular model. Even the American Statistical Association agreed that this Sama circular model is superior to all the other existing statistical techniques. So that was easy. Then recently, with the pandemic, my fellow researcher, Major Udaya, he is conducting a lot of research in pandemic forecasting. Based on the upon request of the WHO, and he found that the ARIMA, seasonal ARIMA and Sama circular model are highly effective in forecasting daily infected cases for almost all the countries. But he showed some unusual behavior of the time series. That means wave height is either increasing or decreasing in a pattern. Then he said, these techniques will be okay, even the error was a bit high. So I started thinking that, and I developed two new techniques, actually two improvements. So there are two new techniques as forced circular model and damped circular model. That is, you know, you all have learned physics now. In physics, we learn simple harmonic motion, damped oscillation and forced oscillation. I combine them with the circular model is based on the simple harmonic motion. So combining the circular model with the damped harmonic motion and forced oscillation with some other techniques, I developed damped circular model and forced circular model. So it's easy. Once when you find one thing, things will automatically come to your mind. So first learn your techniques properly, apply them correctly, and make your mind free. So never think I will become a great scientist. To be frank, I never wanted to become a great scientist. In my school days, what I want to do is, I am born an artist. I was really keen on my painting, music, and this and that. I didn't want to become a scientist. But I was really good in mathematics. Since my father didn't allow me to become an artist, I did maths. But anyway, I love maths. So I think my love to mathematics is more than art subjects. However, that combination made me develop so many new things. So again, I am telling you, don't force yourself to do anything. So if you are not forcing yourself to do anything, you shouldn't force your students, your children, or your colleagues to do something. Let it come. Do your part, and then things will come. Next slide, please. So the determined, dedicated, and done. That is the Institute of Mathematics and Management motto. If you want to do something, you have to determine. And you have to dedicate for that, and then only you can do it. You see in this diagram, the soldier, to hit the target, he has to practice a lot. In one day, you can't shot into the target, no. Same way, in research, if you want to achieve something, find something, you must practice first. Practice makes perfect, and then you have to determine, I'm going to do it somehow. How long it takes, it doesn't matter. How am I going to do? It doesn't matter. Funds, no, I don't have sufficient funds. It is not a problem, because there are easy ways of doing. We don't need several millions to conduct research. Say, for example, Institute of Mathematics and Management, we now in a collaborative research with one Australian team, they are when we calculate the cost, it is a big amount in Australian dollars, not Sri Lankan rupees, a huge amount in Australian dollars. But with the collaboration, even one-fifth of that cost is not necessary, because the data collection they will do it, and the accommodation, that is not a problem, travel cost, so many things can be reduced with the collaboration. Therefore, collaborative research are always encouraged. Don't think about the cost. When we start about the research, if you start thinking about the cost, that will never happen. We need some funds, but see how are we going to get funds? And say your institution is not providing funds, government is not giving. So don't give up. If you want to do something, there is a way. If there is a wish, there is a way. Let's say you are not getting the sufficient funds. So are you going to stop research? No. Say your research is 3-4 years and you don't need the whole amount at once. Even if you spend some money from your own pocket, it doesn't matter. Why? You are doing this research mainly for your satisfaction. I totally disagree with the fact that conduct the research for increase the number of publication, for the increment, for the promotion. No, we are doing things for your satisfaction. First, you must be able to enjoy that. Then only it become a helpful thing for the society. And don't target for high gains, like I did my part. I never expected this kind of exposure. I never expected so many monetary gains from the world. I just did it and I was satisfied. But simply speaking, don't go behind money. Don't go behind the prestige. Those things will come behind you when you do your part properly. So that's all I have to tell you. Academicians, researchers, please do remember, knowledge is for wisdom. So treat yourself well and don't struggle for achievements. Do your best. Collaborate with others. Gain the right knowledge. Conduct interdisciplinary research. And then you are done something for you and to the society. Thank you very much. That is the end of my talk.
Thank you so much, Madam Samanthi, for your excellent speech. It's our fortune to have Professor Samanthi as keynote speaker for today's session. Her keynote address is very much live and outstanding. All of us have been enlightened with your beautiful words. My friend Girija helped me in organizing today's worthy event. Thank you so much, Madam Girija. Thank you so much, Madam Samanthi, Madam.
See you in another time.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your motivational talk in the keynote address and your insightful presentation as well. Now, we have a question and answer session. I'm requesting the participants to type the questions in the chat box.
any questions? Anything you want to ask? It may be outside this speech. You can ask anything.
Yeah, I'm requesting the participants to type the questions in the chat box, or you can unmute and you can start asking the question.
Everything is clear, it seems.
Okay, now. Hey. One.
Audience, I'm requesting again, please unmute and ask the question.
If there are no questions,
Yeah, we may proceed to next section.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay then. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Now I request Ms. B. Bharati, lecturer in the Department of Mathematics, to propose vote of thanks.
Good morning, one and all. Thank you is such a word of gratitude that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by heart. I feel honored and privileged to propose vote of thanks on this special occasion. I would like to thank the Honorable Speaker of the Day, Dr. W.G. Samanthi Konarasinghe, Academic Director and Statistical Consultant, Institute of Mathematics and Management, Sri Lanka, who blessed us with her presence. We all enlighten us on types of research and approaches, the importance of emerging trends in research in today's life, and what is the role of academicians and researchers after this lecture. Madam, today my words are not enough to express our gratitude for sharing your expertise with us and enlighten us in spite of your hectic schedule. I convey my deep regards and heartfelt thanks to our correspondent, Dr. Sister Teresa Gade, for her support. My sincere thanks to Dr. Sister Shaini KP, principal of our college, for her help and support at various steps. A special thanks to the convener of this international webinar, Mrs. M. Aruna, the head of the Department of Zoology, and organizing secretary, Dr. S. Uma Maheshwari, the head of the Department of Mathematics, for making today's session a grand success. My deep sense of thanks and appreciation to all the participants who actively participated in this international webinar with great enthusiasm and made today's event successful. Last but not the least, let me thank Mr. Murali for his technical support. Once again, thank you all for being with us today. Have a wonderful day ahead.
See you then. May you have a long life.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Samanthi. Thank you all participants.
So this concludes the webinar. Thank you all for attending. We hope you have learned and enjoyed this presentation. We look forward to the same cooperation in the following days as well. Meet you all in another session tomorrow. Thank you. For tomorrow's session, we will be sending the another different link today evening.
Okay, ma'am.